Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and we finally got some actual updates regarding the upcoming patch 10.2.6, one of the more secretive patches of Dragonflight thus far that has had zero PTR testing. Which is new for many in the community, as normally Dragonflight has been very clear with some of the upcoming content, giving us regular updates with major content releases like Season 1, 2, and 3, as well as the smaller 0.5 and 0.7 updates, with plenty of new stuff hitting the PTR realms as soon as the newest content releases over onto the live realms. However, 10.2.6 was different. We know nothing about this update in terms of its content, in terms of its features or rewards. Literally everything regarding this update is an unknown quantity, which got a lot of players in the community frustrated without getting regular updates, but also excited at some of the possibilities that could be releasing with this content release. And yesterday they broke their silence, giving us the release date of the patch 10.2.6, as well as announcing that Season 4 will be arriving shortly right after. So in today's video, I wanted to go over all of the newest 10.2.6 updates, go over some of the fan speculations regarding what this patch could potentially be, and to cover everything we know so far regarding Season 4 content. But right before that, most of you guys watching these kind of update videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do, so let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight 10.2.5 or any future updates for patches like 10.2.6 or the War Within Alpha. Now let's get into the actual blue post. Patch 10.2.6 officially has gotten the release date, with the update arriving March 19th, which is actually next week, or in just a handful of days. The blue post for 10.2.6 is promising a bold new limited time event for the patch update, with a ton of pirate imagery just about everywhere, which means the pirate event that the community has been speculating about has now been officially confirmed. Season 4 is also going to be arriving later after the release of the patch 10.2.6, and are telling everybody to get all of their seasonal rewards done now before the new content update is upon us, though I will dive into a little bit more detail regarding Season 4 after we talk about what's upcoming for the 10.2.6. So we know that this piratey update is going to be upon us very soon, but we still have no idea what this patch is even about, because they've been super secretive with it ever since they revealed us the 2024 roadmap. And unlike any of the previous content updates like Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 stuff, or even the 0.5 and the 0.7 patches in between, which were all released for PTR testing, allow players a small glimpse at some of the content that's arriving with this new update, though some parts of it were hidden, primarily major story elements, just to give players a little bit something to look forward to. But this time around, they decided to put the entire thing under wraps, with the 10.2.6 getting zero PTR testing, so we have no idea as to what the content is going to be, what the content potentially could be, leaving the community to experience emotions such as frustrations, but also excitement as to what this update could be. And with a little info provided by the devs, fans started coming up with their own theories, and the current popular one that will likely be confirmed with this update is the Night Squall fan theory. There exists a book about a Night Squall, which can be found out in the Forbidden Reach on one of the pirate ships. Initially, fans thought that this book contained tales that predicted the next WoW expansion, and it coincided with a lot of the pirate-themed cosmetics which were at the time available in the trading post. Boy, were we wrong. The pages themselves, though, describe Night Squall, who is a legendary night elf pirate. They tell of his many tales, how he broke through the mists which surrounded Pandaria, long before the Alliance and the Horde discovered the continent. Tales of him plundering Zandalari treasure and sacking cultural ships regularly, overpowering some of the biggest naval factions of Warcraft with absolute ease. How Night Squall built a new flagship to sail west, and who might have visited the other side of Azeroth, another older popular theory that claims that we haven't seen all of the planet of Azeroth just yet, just a small portion of the entire planet that we've seen on the map. Some of those original forum posts discussing that theory date from like 10 years ago, referencing the planet models which were found in the Ulduar, with the topic then resurfacing later once we got to see Azeroth for ourselves from the planet side of Argus in the final raid of the Legion expansion. So it could be possible that Night Squall might have sailed to places we've never been to. Anyway, the final few pages of that story state that Night Squall is back and is hunting something down, and the tale calls for pirate factions of the world to unite under his banner. Everybody from the Bloodsail, the Irontide, the Freebooter, and even the Defias are called onto his endeavor. The Bloodsail faction can be found outside of Booty Bay, and are probably one of the most well-known pirate factions that every player has had interactions with, whether they played back in Vanilla, TBC, Wrath, or any of the WoW's expansions. In fact, one of the higher ranking members, Fleet Admiral Tethys, can be found in the Rogue Order Hall, serving as one of the Uncrowned, which is essentially like a leadership position in the Rogue Order. The Fias can be found in the Dead Mines dungeon. Originally, they were led by Edwin Van Cleef, but are currently led by a guy named Duncan Ratsbon. Freebooters are the pirates of Kotiris, the ones that allow the Horde to use the base as a foothold in the Alliance territory. Currently, they're being led by Captain Owings, who took over after the former Captain Rennick was found trying to sell out the crew to the Ashvane Trading Company. The Irontides were the primary pirate faction which controlled the Dungeon of Freehold, but we defeated their leader, Harlan Sweetie, way back during BFA. Though Philin Fairwind, an Alliance companion throughout Tiergard Zone, previously led the Irontide pirates long ago before he walked away from his life of freebooting. So the tale itself of Night Squall names 4 factions which we as players have had quite a bit of connections to, with plenty of names and even characters which can be brought back for this event. This developer update goes into the release date of the patch 10.6, but it doesn't go into the content or some of the features which so many of us were expecting to see, which is a point of frustration for so many players because it just leaves us more with speculations as to what this update may look like. The most popular fan theories for now are potentially a big open world pirate invasion all throughout Azeroth, with multiple old world locations which could be used to add new content, new pirate boss fights, and plenty of new rewards. Maybe even a free hold event where the pirate crews all amass together, where we get to fight as players Night Squall directly. Some players have even floated an idea of what if this ends up being a scenario, or maybe like a mini dungeon event, where we get to fight Night Squall as the final boss of the encounter. Though no matter the content that exists for the patch 10.6, we are likely expecting a lot of cosmetics, and maybe even catch-up gear, which would be fitting to launch before Season 4. As part of the blue post, they mentioned that 10.6 will be releasing, with the Season 4 arriving a little bit later. And usually, so far in Dragonflight, we've seen a patch update that gives you plenty of catch-up opportunities before brand new seasonal content, with plenty of updates like 10.07 and 10.17, which offered better gear, faster tier pieces, as well as even leveling bonuses. In 10.07, the Forbidden Reach was loaded with plenty of gear and items to help players catch up before Season 2. In 10.17, we got Dream Surges, which are great for characters questing, trying to level up some brand new alts, as well as plenty of catch-up gear and easy tier sets to set up our characters before Season 3 content. And 10.6 could be positioned itself as a pretty major catch-up patch, which would be really cool to see before Season 4 updates. As for the upcoming Season 4 content update, we have very limited info to work with, though we do know that Season 4 will be arriving to PTR for testing sometime after 10.6 is officially released. Season 4 is going to function very similar to the Shadowlands Season 4 content, where it isn't necessarily a major new content with a brand new raid, but it is going to give you reasons to go back to some of the older Dragonflight raids, giving you plenty of opportunities to re-experience old fights in a brand new way, as well as get up-to-date gear rewards from all 3 instances. There's also going to be plenty of dungeon changes in Season 4, which we covered earlier this week, with big gear adjustments, as well as dungeon difficulty changes, to find new ways to encourage players to get into group dungeon content, to test your skills against some of the difficult 5-man instances without the need to tackle a Mythic Plus timer or affixes, while at the same time providing Mythic Plus players plenty of incentive to keep pushing M Plus content. There's of course going to be additional PvP seasonal changes, as well as new rewards, which have been data mined from a while ago. And if it's anything like Shadowlands Season 4, there's also going to be a gear vendor, which allows you to buy specific raid items from the vendor to make main and alt gearing even faster. Season 4 content is going to be made available for testing shortly after 10.6 finally goes live, which will give us a bit more of a clearer picture as to what the Season 4 content will look like. And for now, that's going to be everything we have so far regarding 10.6, as well as the upcoming Season 4 update. I want to thank all of you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think is going to be some of the content as well as the features of the 10.6 release? Do you have your own theory potentially? Do you think it's going to be some big pirate invasion, maybe even its own mini dungeon, maybe like a 2-boss raid or something? What do you think this update is going to contain? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. as per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.